it's very interesting. So I think having spent 10 years in Zim and then going to New Zealand, and I was the only, not only like the only black person, I was the only other. There was no others in I think it was like year 6 or something like that for half a term. And it was you start realizing that I felt like I was not normal because everything else around you is set for the normal or New Zealander or the normal Australian.
Let's talk about the experience with other students and friends when you're abroad. Because I think, at least for me, I went to study abroad since 2021 and been in the United States, and then I came to study abroad also, another abroad in Australia, and the experiences have been different, somewhat similar, and making friends, especially from the other cultures, and the perspectives and the norms are different now, and what is considered, at least in my culture, like, wow, so pretty or so beautiful, so it's totally different.
Absolutely.
Expectations have changed. It's more like the game has changed and you're still playing by the old rules.
Yeah. It's very interesting. So I think having spent 10 years in Zim and then going to New Zealand, and I was the only, not only like the only black person, I was the only other. There was no others in I think it was like year 6 or something like that for half a term. And it was you start realizing that I felt like I was not normal. Because everything else around you is set for the normal or New Zealander or the normal Australian. And that comes with, and especially around that time when you were starting to kind of develop as a person, you're going through puberty, you're starting to see boys, what are boys? And then you realize, actually, no, the boys are not looking at you because you do not look like anything normal. And their standard is so far away from you and me. So you feel like you have to find something else that is worthy of being acknowledged. So for me, I was like, okay, I'm an ugly child. And you've gone, oh, actually, no. And I only realized that I was not necessarily ugly when I went to Zimbabwe. And I saw people like me. And you go, okay. And you get, around that time, you start getting comments from people passing you on the road, whatever.
Hey.
And you go, oh.
Kept calling.
Oh. And I don't like it, but it was kind of like, oh, okay. What has been happening in this side of the world versus, the other side of the world? So a lot of my identity, it was always, and around that time, do you remember playing games like Spin the Bottle and all of those things? I would volunteer myself out of those games because I felt like it would be a burden if one of the guys had to land on me. Because that was so much my internalized lack of self-esteem because I was so different to everyone else. So I fought to be smart. I was like, I will be smart. I may not be the typical beauty standard, but we can measure smartness on the same level. And so I will be high on the smartness. I will be high on all the other things, resourcefulness, whatever it is. But beauty, I wasn't going to fight for because you would never win if it is what it is. So it was such a thing, mate. I thought I was the ugliest person in the world until I went to Zim. I was like, oh, oops.
Actually, I think in my experiences and talking to people that study abroad and that move away from their African homes and go to study abroad, they say one thing they're grateful for, at least amongst students, is they came to this country when their identity
was already formed.
The foundation had been laid, like confidence boosters had been given.
I would say that was my down point, is because I came when I was still forming those identity markers to go, okay, this is who I am, this is what I stand for, this is my self-esteem. Because everything around you, not only religion-wise, people are not so religious, completely different to how we grew up. And family value, all of these things, everything was so different. So you don't know who you are, and you're in a strange place, and everyone sees you as strange. So you take some of that
And you internalize it.
Yeah, so I kind of wish I'd already developed myself as a person to then go into that. There's years of my life where I've gone, I didn't make this choice because of my self-esteem. I didn't go this path because of my self-esteem, and how different would my life have been? Or even just in that moment, I would have been like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah. So what would you say really helped you? I know for someone who is like, okay, I've moved away from home before that foundation was set, or even the people that are studying abroad and moving away from home, and they are experiencing this identity crisis to be like, I want to fit in, I want to be part of everybody, I want to be part of the crowd. I come from a place where I'm considered, really pretty. You are the standard. More or less, sometimes you're even the trailblazer, you are the one setting the standard, and then you come to a place where you are looked at as strange, and it's something really new. Now it works against your confidence. You are now no longer someone who wants to speak out. Let's talk about even the way we sound. And the way we pronounce some words.
Oh, mate, we were having this conversation the other day, saying, was it the bear, or the man, or bear?
Let's not go that far. Let's talk about numbers. How we say numbers. Like, I am
say 60.
No, I am not saying it.
Say 73.
I am not saying it because I feel like I will say it whenever, but I will not say it here like that, because it's those things where you're like, you are saying 60.
Sorry, let me not laugh.
But to me, it's like, okay, that's how I grew up. That's the English I speak, and some words I do not enunciate them.
Enunciation is the word. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
but that's right now it's the Australian standard of enunciation. That's what it is. If you go to England and you say water, maybe I don't know if that's the right one. Water, depending on which part, you'll be wrong, if that makes sense. So it is just how
I've struggled with that one as well in the US. Like, can I get some water? And they're like, huh? And you're like, water.
What are they looking for?
I don't know. It's different.
Water?
Yeah, maybe that one. Water. I have no idea. So sometimes then I'm like, I don't get it. I feel like I'm sounding the same way you guys are, and you find yourself not like being made fun of, but just people asking you like, sorry,
what are you saying?
Kind of thing. And then you are in this situation. How did you manage to build back your confidence to say, what, you know what, this is who I am, and I have come to terms with it? Have you gotten there, or you're still working on it?
I think I would say I've gotten there in terms of being true to my identity. And I realize now my identity is a bit of a mixture of Zimbabwean-ness and culture, and then the influences that I've had over the last 20 years outside of Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
So getting to a point where I go, this is what I believe in, I think that might be, can I say that's closely related to my Christianity, my Christian values, where I go, we talk a lot about self-reflection and understanding who you are, not just by your own self-worth, by other people's perspective of you. It's not about your looks, it's about your value as a human being. And if we're looking at what God says, you have absolute value just the same as another person. So I'm very annoying to the other siblings, and I'm like, don't look at your value in this, because they go through the same struggles of seeing themselves as not the one that is always chosen. So knowing that you are worth just the same as another person, despite how you look or how you sound, doesn't take your value away. I think that's what helps carry me through a lot of things. Because I think every day you fluctuate depending on how you're feeling. On my bad days, I feel like the worst of the worst, whatever. If it's about looks, if it's about intelligence, if it's about value that I bring to the family, or whatever it is, on my worst days, it will be down. But even on those days, you go, you know what? I might be feeling like this, but it's only a feeling that I have now. It is not the true value that I have in God's eyes, if that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, that's personally, for me, what helps carry me through anything.
Okay. Wow. You've mentioned being a Christian and how that shaped you. what would you say to someone who has moved also away from home and they're struggling to keep their faith? And I feel like it's a common thing. It's not something that we just like to brush over and be like, oh yeah, just continue. We get this advice to be like, continue, you know, in the things of God and valuing God and knowing that your worth comes from God. But what if that is the root of attack? That area to be like, I can't find a church that you can resonate with.
Yeah.
Even when you say you are a Seventh-day Adventist and
Steady.
yeah, you come from home and the values are totally different and the way church is done is different. And you think, okay, wow, I'm gonna try to keep going, but it's not the same. What helped you in that journey? You are in a country where it's Christianity is almost like you are weird.
Oh yeah, you are weird. It's not an almost, you are. Sorry.
Oh my God, okay.
Yeah, that's a really tricky one. I always go in life, you know what, sorry to say, but again, because people are human beings, we all make mistakes, and the things that we create might not be perfect for every single person. They might be flawed in themselves. So when you go to a different church with a different church service, know that that is people guiding that, but God is there. If that makes sense. So I always kind of go, if I have questions, if I'm worried about certain things about religion and I don't feel like I fit in, and maybe then you start having questions about God himself. This is where God says, you know, you can test me, ask me, and I'll give you the answers. Because those answers, if you've gone to the point where you can't figure it out yourself, who's going to figure that out? There's no one else. So now it needs to be, God, help me figure this out. Yeah. Show me where I'm supposed to go. Show me if I'm supposed to settle for this or if I'm supposed to find something that suits me.
Yeah.
Show me the way. Show me where I'm supposed to be. Show me that you're working. That one's a big one. Show me that you're actually there for me. And that's, no one else can come between that, and God will show you.
Wow. Yeah. I think when you're studying abroad and you move to a different area, leaning on the Holy Spirit.
Absolutely.
Is very, very, very important. It's never about asking other people to be like, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And your friends will take you to different churches and they might not all work for you.
Yeah, they won't. Again, they really won't. That's why there's so many churches to suit so many people.
Yeah. And you might go to a church where you're like, everything is similar, but I don't
feel it.
So yeah, I think one important thing to just keep your faith, or that helps with that, is lean on the Holy Spirit. He will guide you to a place that he has prepared for you. If you understand that God has taken you to the country that he has taken you to, he has prepared a place for you. He has prepared a community for you.
If he's gotten you to this point, he's got you for the rest of the way.
I came to Australia not knowing what church I'm gonna go to. I did not even research churches that to go to, because I also thought, like, you know what, I'm just gonna attend online my old church or my home church online and stuff like that, and that'll be good. But you find out when you go to a place, you need community. You need godly community to guide you. You get to your room, you get to your place, and you surround yourself. You'll be like, I have friends, and then I'll join online. They will not understand that you have to wake up at 2 a.m. to watch a service or something like that. And at the same time, you might not make it for all those things. And physical connection is very important with like other people, with community. The Book of Acts, they were sitting in people's houses breaking bread together.
Do you know, sorry to interrupt, do you know what's funny with culture? I would say Australian culture. Culture is very much anti that. It's, you don't need anyone else. You can do things by yourself. You do what you want. You don't need another person. It's very much like that. So it's kind of like, if it doesn't work out well, you got yourself. You got yourself. You'll be all right.
I am very much against that. Like, I 100% believe that God uses people.
Absolutely.
I've never seen God come down from his throne and come here on earth to help someone. He sends people.
Yeah.
He uses people. And I've learned that over the years. I've seen people come into my life, help me, and sometimes it's for a short period of time, sometimes they are there forever and stuff like that. But what I've known is I would pray to say, God help me, and someone would come.
Knowing that this is coming from God.
Yes.
Going, ooh,
Yes.
I just prayed about that, and this person's coming. Ooh, okay.
Uses people.
Yeah.
All the time. Even me meeting Gladys over here. But yeah, even me coming into this place in Australia, and realizing that this girl literally lives like 1 hour away from me, and it's like, what?
This whole like last few months has just been, yeah. You know, when I love God when God does things that you cannot explain away. You cannot go, I made this choice to be right here, which happens to be right here.
Yeah.
I made that choice knowing. No,
We didn't know. We just reconnected. Didn't know you were staying here. I knew you were in Australia from your post because I followed you. Stopped
like
you.
she's there.
You know, and then I knew you were in Australia, so I kept telling my friends to be like, oh yeah, they'll be like, why do you want to study abroad in Australia? Like, it's so random. And I'm like, oh, my sister is there, but
You know
mind
exactly.
you, I don't even talk to that sister. My sister is there, but the actual influence was my friend's sister she stays in Perth.
Oh.
And her mom came, and she was like, girls, because I've lived with the mom for some time, for like 6 months or so, and she came back and she was like, girls, if you can find your way to Australia, please go there. People are really nice, and it's really nice and everything. It's the best place you can be, comparing to what you've been telling me about the US. Find your way to Australia if you get the opportunity.
Wow,
she's the person that planted the seed.
Wow. So she's been the scent. We say, you know, that's the answer. But then even in that, you're talking about Perth.
Yes.
You could have been to Perth and not here. How do you explain that then?
No idea. I looked at the things and I'm like, okay, Unimel sounds really good.
That's the uni I went to.
She went here, and then I applied, I came and texted this girl, did not reply to me.
I didn't see your message until you were like, by the way, I'm in Australia.
I had given up. I had gotten to the point where I'm like, maybe I might be pushing too much. You know, when you have
don't
those siblings that you haven't talked to, they have siblings, you haven't talked to each other. They haven't made much effort to talk to you too.
Throwing shots over here. I didn't know you wanted to talk to me. I was anyway, sorry.
Okay.
But it was kind of like, of the siblings that I grew up with, those are the ones that wanted to communicate, and it was kind of like an idea that no one else wanted to make connections, if that makes sense. So I keep touching the mic.
I don't know. I hope it's not.
My bad.
But yeah, I think there was that feeling of like, maybe I might be overstepping boundaries,
like intruding on someone's life.
It's like she might be feeling like, oh my god, those siblings are coming again, kind of thing. So I sort of like took a step back when I sent that message and you did not respond, and I was just like, okay, cool, I have to figure things out by myself, look for my housing, look for things and stuff like that, because I think at the back of my mind there was another, you know, hopeful thought of like, what if we can live together? That's like, you know.
I had that too, but only like because when you reached out, and I think you said that was it was something that you didn't feel like you wanted to do, but you did it anyway.
Yeah.
To just go, I'm just going to mention it, I'm just going to put it out there, we'll see what happens. And this is where I've gone, if only I'd seen your messages, we would have been living together. We would have been doing all of these things.
She actually said it. She was like, you know, you could have stayed at home with us, like, and I was like,
you didn't reply my message.
I messaged her. I did not ask to be like, can I come live with you? I said, hi, I'm looking for housing. Would you recommend living on campus or outside of, you know, more like it's close to campus but outside and stuff like this. So I was asking all those questions in a way to, you know, when you're like, there's a possibility she can be like, we can come and stay together and save space, 10K. I could have had 10K in my account.
Can we rewind? Can we go back and rewind so we can spend some of that 10K? Only 2K.
But yeah, that was just to explain that I had gotten to that point where I'm like, okay, maybe not. And then I get to the airport and I get that inkling, Holy Spirit just text your sister. And I'm like, but she did not respond to me. You know, when you're making that conversation with
Like,
God, it's
why,
like,
why am I doing this again?
why should I be the one to
Yeah.
reach out? Why shouldn't she? Like, and then it's like, no, do it. So I text her and I'm like, hey, by the way, I'm in Australia. I just arrived. And she calls me immediately. Surprising thing. And this bubbly person comes through, the voice comes, hi. It's just, I'm like, oh my God, she sounds exactly like, this is me. I'm also more like, hi, how are you? I miss you so much. How have you been? She is like that. I'm like,
Just maybe not on text. No,
this is not the narrative I heard about this person.
Do you know what? I think I still have maybe the anti-socialness. If I struggle staying in touch with people. That is like a universal thing that everybody knows about me, and I'm trying, but I'm not good at it. So it's a reaching out, and it's also a feeling of like, no, they're living their lives. You don't need to interrupt. But a part of me always wanted to connect, to be around my siblings, because I spent years being an only child, and that was a very lonely time. And it was kind of like they're there, but I have no one around. And so now when I actually get the opportunity, I will run for it. So I may have been maybe too much, but I was so excited. I'm like,
she was really excited. Got invited to her wedding right there and there.
in that moment.
In the moment, I came in. 2 weeks later, she came. Okay, will you be my bridesmaid? I'm like,
when did this happen?
The first night we met, we chit chat, hours and hours. We are sharing, and I'm like, yeah, God, this does not make sense. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. I think that's one thing that I have seen. That I've seen the move of God in my life.
When things don't make sense.
When things don't make sense. And I also came praying for healing and restoration in my family, to be like, I'm that kid who has always felt like, okay, I'm not part of the family but part of the family.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And to have that and to come here and have that be the answer to my prayer, to be like, God has prepared someone who accepted me immediately as soon as I arrived. Just accepted me, like, yeah, that's my sister, she's part of my bridesmaid. I don't care what you guys will say. Yeah, Tom, make an extra person to come.
We did.
It's like,
oh, we actually did. Yeah, to the husband, because he had 4 bridesmaids, and I'm like,
Four
men,
groomsmen.
whatever. And we're like, okay, now we have 5, and he's like,
get someone else. Like, that acceptance. Like, sometimes someone just accepting you into their life heals a lot of those rejection issues that you might face. It's also like, we say pray against that spirit where you feel like you're rejected and whatever, but it also takes like that one person that just accepts you into.
You don't have to do anything almost to get the acceptance. Yeah, that's a hard thing.
So I think that also healed me in that journey, to be like, wow, I am part of the Sango family. I am a Sango
You
daughter.
are definitely a Sango.
Yeah. So for that, I'm grateful. So the way God answers prayers, back to that, it's through people.
Absolutely.
Through people. You heal through people. You don't heal as an island where you're like, I'm gonna take some time off and heal and work on myself and become a better person, and then I'll come out to society. It doesn't happen like that. You heal being around people. With people, they help you heal. They hate you and you realize, I'm learning to forgive. They do something and you're like, okay, I need to learn. You can't pray for forgiveness to say, Lord, help me to be a person who forgives. God will
Without having experience, you will get it. There's prayers I don't want to pray.
Dangerous prayers.
Those dangerous prayers. Refine me through fire. Please, God, I am a weak person. I am weak.
Okay.
Give me small challenges.
Give me small. Let's talk about the prayer that you did. I think you told me about this prayer and I was so challenged, and I was like, I don't think I've gotten to this point where I'm like, I want to pray this prayer.